Hi, everyone. My name is Trey, Director of Sales and Marketing here at Clear Guidance Partners. And today I have with us Sarah Ellis, who is our partner, one of the partners here at Clear Guidance, and our Chief Information Officer. She is just our walking knowledge base of all things IT. And today we are talking about SIEM. So that is a hot topic. We've heard that word done around. Sarah, can you talk about like what is it? What does it do?
Sure. Yeah. Hello, everyone. So SIEM or SIM, heard it pronounced both ways, stands for Security Information and Advanced Management, which is a total mouthful. But short version of what it does is it collects logs for every single activity that anyone in your organization performs. So anytime someone opens a file or they say play a video, open up a program, change something on their computer, like say delete a file, things like that. There is a log entry created, and your, your firewall that you are most likely provided by your MSP, that's logging what it can, but that's very limited in the amount of space because if you think about, say you have, I don't know, about 30 users at your company and they're performing hundreds and hundreds of actions every day, it's going to run out of space. So in that case, you might have maybe 2 weeks if you're lucky. But what SIEM does is it allows you to have up to a year and it stores that information offsite. So you can go back and look and see what happened in your organization 5 months ago and see exactly what happened that day.
And is there a limit for kind of the data stored? Or like
No.
it literally is every so to kind of recap, it captures every single keystroke that the employees make throughout the day.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's not going to capture, what they wrote out in their email, but it's going to capture that they sent an email. It's
Okay.
going to capture that they, opened up Outlook. So yeah, it's not a keystroke capture, it's not like something a hacker would have. It's more this action was taken on Windows by this user at this time. And you have, depending on the plan that you select, the product that is deployed out to you, we like about a year's worth of logs, but you may end up choosing something else. It really just depends on the provider that you end up going with.
Got it. And since we kind of focus on law firms, I mean, I'm assuming this is important for law firms to have.
Extremely. I would say everyone, not just law firms, but we've had law firms benefit greatly from it. So, you know, in talking about what this does, I think that doesn't really seem to make sense to most of my clients when I explain it. So the better way that I like to explain why it's important for them is, let's say a hacker gets into your system and they're very quiet, which they usually are. They're just going to be lurking around for a while, kind of trying to find the ins and outs of your system, looking for valuable places to most likely ransomware you. Um, so they're lurking around for, say, 3 weeks. By the time they finally put this hit out and you get ransomware or, we notice whatever it is, because often they are very quiet. We may not have the logs that show how they got in, what all they got access to. So in that case, we're not going to know exactly what it is they did, what your vulnerability was that allowed them to get in. We're not going to know how far back we need to, restore from backup, because if they got in 6 months ago, we got to restore way back. If they got in 2 days ago, that's not that big of a data loss. There's not a lot that you're, you know, losing there when we patch up this hole and kick them out. Um, so this is very, very valuable. The first thing that any company does or should do in the event of a breach or incident is call up their cyber insurance company. And the first thing they're going to ask is, we need to see those logs. They're going to hire a forensics team, and that is the first thing they're going to ask for is these logs.
So, kind of, would you recommend this to everyone today, or kind of what is the timeline do you think of what that's going to look like?
We are increasingly recommending it to everyone. Um, our goal for all of our clients is within the next 12 to 18 months, we will have every single one of our clients on this product. Certainly, if you are over, say 15 people, we certainly recommend it because there's just so much activity being logged every single day that over that number, I would say you'll be lucky if you get more than a week's worth of logs that is automatically saved. On top of that, even if you do have those logs saved, often these hackers, the very first thing they do is delete the logs. So the nice thing about SIM products is those logs are stored off-site. They're not something that anyone could get into just because they breached your system.
Yeah, sweet. Well, this is very helpful for me, and I think will be helpful for people watching. So thank you so much for this.
Yeah, of course. Thanks, Trey.